Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm live or not live, or I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. But it's pretty late at night, and I'm in the mood. I I'm in the mood. Oh, what is this? I was told I would be cake at 12:15. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who's this? Circumstances? Excuse me. I was told there would be cake at 12:15 a.m. Will there possibly make me cake? I don't know. I don't know. What kind of cake would you like? Would you like angel food cake? Would you like chocolate cake? Would you like cheesecake? Would you like something? I don't know. I'm going to tell you something, circumstances. I'm surprised you're even on here. I didn't think anybody was going to be on here at this time. Though, well, I'll be honest with you. The reason I'm on here is because I'm testing some things out. I'm testing some things out with my StreamYard and my setup. You see, it's kind of like I got a light. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I got a light. Let's amp it up. Let's get the high tech effects up here. There we go. We got some serious effects here. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's actually people on. What the hell's going on? I thought we were done. I thought we were done. All right, cheesecake next time. I'm gonna get you a cheesecake next time. I'll send you a big chunk of. I'll send you a big chunk of virtual cheesecake. How's it going, Rob? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. You know, I like this effect. I like it. What do you guys think? Do you like this effect? It's like spooky. It's spooky, and I got my black shirt on. It's nice. It gives a little bit of mystery. I don't think anybody has a setup just quite like this. Really high tech today. Really high tech today. Hey, Tyler, how you doing? The man with the mullet, my man. What's up, fellas? All right. Anything with cheese will do. Again, oh, this guy with the cheese. I'm not doing the cheese again. You're not sucking me into this again. You got me in there last week. You know what? Since there's people on here, I'll throw the StreamYard in. You want to get in? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Be it. But I was going to actually go over the CBC Awards. The CBC Awards. I was going to do that. I don't know if anybody's interested in that. Um, because apparently during the time I was gone, the new categories came out, and I got I've got some opinions about those categories, um, and I think I'm going to do my nominations live. I think I'm going to do them live. What do you think? You want me? Does anybody that's listening now live, the five people that are on here right now, do you think it'd be interesting to see who I vote for? Anybody have any idea who I'd vote for? What is off? What? What? It's not working? Is it working? Is the mic working? What's going on? What the hell? Hello. This is stupid Yeti. This should be working properly. Why is it not working properly? Is it working? Is this better? Is this better? Help me, people. Help me, people. Help me. This is a Yeti. It should be working properly. Oh, echoey. Echoey. Does it add an effect? Hmm. Why is it echoey? Why is it echoey? Let's see. Let's see if we could change our. Oh, look at this. It's Rob.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like it almost sounds like a different mic is out on.
What the
Like it's
hell is
like
going
it's
on?
using the internal. Did you when you look at your settings and you look at the audio settings, which does it give you multiple mics to select?
I'm actually looking at that right now. I'm looking at that right now. Let's see what the story is. All right, we got default mic. You damn it. All right, let's see. Does this sound better?
Oh, hello, smooth operator.
All right. Look at this. With the help of Rob's Fat Stacks, we have actual audio audio wonderment right now. This is actually working properly right now. I'm very happy because this is a big, heavy thing. So I would not want this to be a paperweight. So
I'm happy it works.
Yeah, no, that sounds way better. It definitely sounded like it was the little microphone in the laptop that was on.
I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
No, that sounds sweet. Thank you, BFit. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, Rob. You got me thinking differently.
Once again,
I must be.
It must be user error.
I'm blind. It's definitely user error.
Pepkek.
In my hand, I'll tell you that much. It's user error. So, what do you think of this angle? What do you think of this setup?
For those of you guys that use the no face, this is great. I mean, you see the mic, you get your hands right there. You can move things around. I think it's really good.
Yeah, you can see my hands. I'm very devastated right now. You know what? I haven't been on for months. I haven't been on for quite some time. I had a whole bunch of. I had life.
Well, that tends to happen.
Yeah, life. But I'm kind of disappointed, devastated, because I've been looking at the CBC awards, and one of the categories that I see there, one is mustaches, hair, and hands. Okay, all right. So here's the problem I am having with this problem. One, why are you lumping me in with all the mustaches and the hair? What kind of chance do I have with my beautiful? I do have beautiful hands.
I thought the hands videos was its own category.
I definitely should. I have a bone. I have a bone to pick with Brian, because the fact is he should have separated them: mustaches, beards, hair, hands.
I think
all have their own separate categories.
They are when it comes to the awards, but I think there's a category when you're doing the nominating. I think it's just, I don't know. We'll have to check with Brian and see.
It's one award.
Oh.
It's one award that you get to pick one of these people. It's
not comic book related anyways. Who cares?
How am I going to compete? How am I going to compete with that beard that you have on your face?
I don't even want to win.
Look at that beard. Look at that nice, lovely beard.
I don't. If I walk away with an award for best facial hair on this stuff, I sit there and go like,
look at that.
That's not a comic book award. I don't.
You must be sitting there for hours manicuring and waxing that mustache and making it nice and like curly on the ends. And
a touch of water and a blow dryer goes a long way.
I'm sure it does.
Once you train it.
I'm sure it does. But I put nice lotion on my hands just to be prepared for all my videos. And and then I get
yourself for your manicure, and
I get the shaft. Because I get lumped in with the rest. By the way, how am I doing in the nominations? So Brian, I know you're going to watch. You're going to watch on the replay because you're sleeping now. This is your beddy time. But when you watch on the replay, I want to know, how am I doing with my hand nominations? I want to know, am I winning? Now I'm getting competitive.
It's just nomination time. It's not vote. There's no voting yet.
Well, I want to get all the nominations on the hand category. I got my nemesis. He's the Irish. I can't stand him. He's taking my thing. Get your own thing. My thing is the hands. Nobody else should have that. I'm the originator of the hands, and that's it.
Shop for Comics been using his hands only for a long time.
Well, Shop for Comics uses his torso as well. See, I'm all hands. As you can see, it's only about the hands. There's nothing else. You don't see any torso. You see a microphone. That's part of my part of my layout, but nothing else. Nothing else. So I don't know. What are you doing up? What are you doing up?
It's 9:30 in the evening.
Oh, where are you again?
I'm on the West Coast. Yeah,
California. Oh, California.
So when you see me up on things like Legion of Comics talk at 7:30 in the morning your time, then oh wait, what is Rob doing up? That's the better question.
Yeah, that's a lot better. But I know you get up early for work, or you don't.
Right. Yeah. I have a team in Romania that I have to deal with. So yeah.
Yeah. So that I don't really question that part of it. I just forgot that you're in California.
Dave, Northern California, Southern California can dry up and fall off and to the blow away in the wind for all I care.
How are you guys doing over there? Is it that good? Is it that good in California?
No, there's always been a long time NorCal South Cal rivalry, but then you get with that whenever it comes to drought, the water in the state is all up in the north, and we truck it all down to the people who live in the desert. And then they turn around and do stuff like water their lawns and try to grow grass in the desert and stupid stuff that wastes water. And we have to, meanwhile, put bricks in our toilets and stuff like stupid things like that.
Oh, jeez. What are you gonna do? Yeah, well,
I say cut off the aqueduct and cut off the aqueduct and let's charge them for water. Let's separate the state into 2 states. It's too big. Let's separate into 5, 6. I don't care.
You could probably separate that place into 20 different states.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got as people move as we moved west in this country, we just got lazy. The state just got bigger and bigger as you moved west.
Well, you know what? Here on the East Coast in New York, you know what? Yeah, they're pretty lazy here. They got some the government.
Way to go, Dave. Whereabouts in NorCal are you at, Dave? Are you up near Sac, or are you down in the Bay Area region, or just out of curiosity? Actual Dracula's here?
Dracula's here as well. Look at this. Look at this.
Awesome. See, people see that you went live and they're all like, oh, Lake Tahoe area. Okay, very good.
Unbelievable.
That's beautiful.
Hey, Dracula, by the way, since you're on, I'm going to say this publicly. You got robbed. You should have won that rap battle. Oh, we got another guest. I think it might be Bruce Wayne. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It is somebody that we have here. Who is this guy? Is this Titus?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is Batman. Oh, hello, and how are you? I'm fine. I hope that you are too. Yes, you. Hey!
It's my old friend Titus. Titus. He's a.
And I'm gonna stay that way. My ass is always gonna stay tight.
Especially in the locker room.
You better believe it. Hey!
You've always been. You know what? You've always been a friend to the show, and it's really nice to have you on here. Because
I just stopped by to say hello. I gotta go meet the wife here soon.
I do appreciate you, and now with all this special presentation and technological stuff that I have here, it's a true show. It's not like it was before, all grainy and stuff like that. We got 4K.
All hands about it.
So who are you gonna be singing about now, Batman? Are we going to hear a little bit of that Batman theme song from the 60s?
60s? Are you saying I'm old?
No, but that's the most famous Batman song. If you're going to sing a Batman song, that's the one to sing. What do you think, Rob?
Well, yeah, the same thing as the Spider-Man song. The song from the 60s animated series is still the king of all the Spider-Man songs, too.
He swings
Spider-Man got his fingers for his jam.
He spins a web.
And he sighs.
Spins it there, spins it in his underwear.
Catches clerks just like flies. That is my favorite superhero song of all time.
Right? I mean, you can't beat it. The fact that they even worked the words into one of the movies when they were doing stuff, I mean, it just tells you that is the quintessential Spider-Man song.
Absolutely. And I don't know if the young whippersnappers out there really know what they missed out on, because that was even now. I know the animation crap, whatever, compared to it is now.
Oh yeah, you go back and watch the animation; it's horrible.
I still love it. I love all that Hanna-Barbera stuff that came out with Marvel.
Yay, boo boo! Where's my picnic basket? Yay!
It's got its charm.
I love to watch Super Chicken, man.
Oh my god!
Because you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred.
Oh, man. I don't think there's that many people out there that I realize what you're saying right now.
All the time I go through life, and somebody says something, well, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred. And I spend more time having to explain what quotes I'm referencing.
I'm going to tell you something. There's one thing that you always say, I always say on your show, I think you probably still say, I haven't watched Slap Hub in a while. I apologize. I'm going to start watching again very soon. But you always hit that wheel of fish. And when
Yeah.
you hit that wheel of fish, I don't think there's that many people out there that really know what UHF really is and what a treasure of a comedy it is.
They don't even know what UHF is, period. Regardless of the movie, let alone half of those kids don't know what UHF was.
I actually watched it on YouTube just not that long ago again, and
Yeah.
it still holds.
Well, I
mean-
saw somebody trying to refer to UHF and VHF, and they were calling it VHS and UHS. And it's like, it's like, no.
You know, politically correct, uncorrect, whatever the hell you want to call it, it's not. But it's a damn funny movie. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell
you
you
get the
that.
drink from the fire hose.
Yeah, oh my God. Stupid. You are so stupid.
Come on down to Spatula City.
My mop. I can't miss this. That's one of my shows. Well, since I have you on here, Rob, I have you on here, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot because I am officially ready to be put onto your show and slab shamed.
Okay.
You know? So whenever you're ready and you got a spot,
We're
open
booking
to-
August right now. Is where we're booking people into.
All right,
So-
we'll set it
so-
up maybe late August.
Yeah, just ping me which Saturday in August you want, and then we'll go from there.
I got a lot of shitty slabs I could bring out. You're gonna love them.
That's
You're
all
gonna
right.
love them.
Remy did some fun. What's important is that they're good to you. You know, you enjoy them.
Oh,
That's
they're
what's-
fantastic. Believe
That's
me.
all that matters. It doesn't.
Oh.
We never care about them being the most dollar expensive. I mean, we're going through the next couple weeks. We're going through some really amazing slabs because we're going through some golden guys that are coming on, bringing on really pre-code golden age books. Like this week's tomorrow is gonna be Lee Polanski, who's bringing on all his golden age or a lot of golden age pre-code horror. And then the week after that is Spider Planet, Instagrammer, who specializes in atomic and golden age sci-fi. So I'm just like and last week we had Man Cave came on and brought freaking Captain America 1 on the show. I mean,
So
Man Cave's got some books.
oh, Doc is insane. Yeah, he's got well, he gets some of his stuff from Lee, so it's like Lee's coming on. Like, yes.
Yeah, I won one of his giveaways one time, and man, I got some really good old golden age books from him.
Oh yeah,
So the
he's
key
really
for me-
generous too.
The key for me is actually you should put me on right after you have somebody that has really awesome stuff. Really awesome stuff.
Yeah,
so
I
I could like bring everybody back down to earth with this.
Yeah, that'd be we're gonna have this
Crazy
big run
stuff.
here this summer. June and July is gonna be a run of amazing stuff nonstop throughout this time. And then we bring you right into August, and we got to return them back to earth a little bit, right? You have to have okay. Now you've been eating the filet mignon and everything else. Now it's time to go have the hamburger.
Oh no, I don't got hamburger. You're gonna see what I have. You gotta see. You're gonna be scratching your head, and you're probably gonna be saying, "Why the hell would anybody slab these books? Why? Because I'm me." That's it. That's
I
why.
never asked that question because I slap lots of books that people say, "Why
Oh,
the
you
hell do you
should.
slap that?" And I said, "Because I like it, and
Well,
I want to preserve it."
I guarantee you, I might be a first when you see some of the stuff I have. You got to say, "What the hell? Why? Why?
Nice.
Why?"
Nice.
You know, I'll even do a slab off. Where you have somebody show a really, really nice slab of something that they have. I'll show them mine, and then
Or
everybody-
we can get you and Remy on together to try to who has the craziest slabs.
You know what? that could work. We got to coordinate. We have to coordinate.
Yeah, we got some time. We'll figure something out.
Oh, I love Six Face. How you been, Six Face? Dracula. Again, you've been robbed.
Dracula, he's in the house.
He's the other
Got
Batman.
the Dracula mask.
Where Ralph Faust is here. Everybody's here. Everybody. I can't believe this. Like Slim's here. Oh,
See,
what is
don't
going-
you feel the love? You've been
Leave it
gone.
here.
You've been gone, and they see that you put up you went live. The bat signal went up. Batman came running, and everybody else came running.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I'm actually shocked, honestly, because of the way things panned out. I got a lot of people reaching out to me during the time when I went a little bit underground,
Right.
and uh, I can't believe that 206 people remained subscribers on this channel after I verbally abused everybody. I told them to unsubscribe
Unsubscribe.
me. I told them to hate my channel. I told them to write derogatory things on my comments, and they're still there. So for that reason alone, and my long hiatus, I will never ask anybody to unsubscribe and dislike again. At least for now. At least for now, until I get into like these moods. And if I get into mood, then we'll get into a really let's kick the crap out of the algorithm campaign again.
Until tomorrow. Then
Right
you're gonna
now,
be singing
I'm tame.
tomorrow, unsubscribe me tomorrow, and I'll be crying the blues.
See who needs a rap battle? Who needs to play music? Who needs to do anything? Freaky Lou playing music, all that stuff. I don't need that. I have Titus over here live a cappella. What else could I ask for? What kind of look
What
at
do you
it?
want me to sing to you and bring to you my wife for you?
Where else do you get this kind of entertainment? I don't think anywhere else in the community you get this entertainment. This
Yeah.
Phenomenal. You should try
Slim.
changing up your layout. Even you can go to the wider screen. Well, you don't care. You don't. You just show hands. It doesn't matter. Never mind. You do you. You do you, brother.
There you go.
Yeah, make it up.
Up and personal.
All I was doing was right before I came on, saw you were going live. All I was doing is getting ready to do some editing, some videos. More boxes got opened.
Well, I'm out, you guys. I just want to stop by and say hello.
Take it
Glad
easy,
you're
Ty.
back, bud. Rob, I found out that YouTube had cut me off your channel for some reason. I just had to resubscribe.
Well, thank you for doing so. I appreciate that.
What's with YouTube? Keep cutting everybody off, though.
Je ne sais quoi.
Parlez-vous français, oui? Comment allez-vous?
No, not really.
じゃあ、日本語はわかりますか?
No, para información en inglés solamente.
Oh, te hablas inglés. ¿Cómo está?
Yeah, no, I speak English only. I just got little phrases. That's it. I'm a standard American. Don't bother and learn nothing.
I'm only at 13 languages.
That's phenomenal. I always get jealous when I talk my team in Romania. They all, each one of them all speak like 5 or 6 languages. I'm like, jeez.
Well, I'm out.
Take it easy,
So
guys.
I'll have a good night. I'm right like mid-afternoon. Later.
I don't know if you're talking or not. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I
Can you
can.
hear me? God
Yeah.
damn
I think-
it, Yeti.
I think you hit. I think it had a mute button on there that you had hit.
I don't know what the hell this is. All right, sayonara, Senor Batman. I don't know if you heard that, but anyway, what I was saying is, I'm a lot more tame. I'm a lot more calm right now. This is a very, very subdued comic journey. I'm here to be positive for the community, help with reinforce all the love and everything that everybody is spreading around, and give really, really nice, constructive criticism. Unless you're terrible. If you're terrible, I'm going to have to tell you that you're terrible. But other than that, I'm going to be really, really nice and really empowering to the community. Empowering because I had a lot of pent up energy and a lot of anger before, so I had to put it out there. And you know what? It hurts some feelings. It hurts some butts and that kind of thing, and that's okay. That's okay. But I'm going to be a new comic journey. You'll see with my new videos. You'll see how I will go there and analyze people's channels and say this could use some help. This could use some help. And if it's terrible, I swear I will tell you it's terrible. But other than that, I'm going to be really, really good. I'm a new leaf right now. I got a new leaf.
Kinder, softer comic journey.
Correct. I'm not going to get agitated. You're not going to see me get into these tirades. None of that. I'm going to be really nice and low pace, and everybody's going to, kumbaya kind of a thing. It's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Slim, what are you doing? Well, what are you doing over there? You running around the hospitals like you usually are at this time? You know that Slim, half the time he's like running in the hospitals. I've got him on live streams. He's a funny character. You ever watch any of the videos?
I'm actually probably one of the worst people at watching other people's videos. I just never have enough time, and so I have them on the side monitor over here, so I can try to pay attention to them. But I usually end up retaining about a 10% of what I see.
Slim Sean, he has probably one of the most deadpan stares and looks and presentations when he's making his videos. You don't know if there's nothing that could shake him. The stuff that I've commented or even going live on and said to him, you can't get a reaction at him. I watch him just to get a reaction at him, just to see if he'll break. That's one of my favorite things to do. I know I get under your skin, Slim, but it is hilarious. All you have to do is watch one of his videos, and the look and the dead stare that he gives is priceless. At least for me. I don't know. Everybody's got their own thing. No. I did not go on Valium. I do not take drugs. I do not take. I'm part of that Nancy Reagan campaign. Don't do drugs. I'm not into drugs. So this is natural value.
I personally abuse the fuck out of coffee.
Oh, well.
My doctor always asks that question: are you taking any drugs or anything I should know? I said, well, I have a caffeine abuse problem. And then he asks me to define abuse of caffeine, and I tell him how much I consume, and he goes, all right, well, yes, you do.
How much coffee do you drink?
Oh, usually between 10 to 14 cups.
We might be in competition with coffee.
Yeah. But I mean, at least I drink it black. So my doctor says, well, if you can handle it.
Well, I used to be drinking it all the time black. And what I've been doing lately, well, this is a little watered down because it's an iced coffee.
Right.
And what I've been doing is just throwing a drop of milk just to break it a little bit. I don't know if that helps or not, but psychologically it helps me a little bit just to break it up a little bit because my stomach was getting like all nuts and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I pretty much drink like three things. I drink coffee, black coffee, water, and bourbon. I call it the cowboy liquid diet.
Reagan was moron. Which Reagan? Was it Nancy or was it Ronald? Every time I think of Ronald Reagan, I think of DC Follies. Remember DC Follies? Am I the only guy that remembers?
Oh, yeah. The puppets?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think
they would be on. They had them. They would show up on Tic Tac Dough.
Were they? Did they?
Yeah, from time to time.
I don't remember that, but that was one of my favorite stupid shows that, for some reason, got forgotten in time. I don't know. They're the same people that made Fraggle Rock. I believe it was Fraggle Rock. Remember Fraggle Rock?
Fraggle Rock was a Jim Henson thing.
Well, I believe they were the same people that made him.
I don't know. Let's see.
I'm pretty confident of that. But yeah, I'm like coming around. So, what is everybody's thoughts on the CBC Awards? I gotta figure out who to vote for and everything like that. I'm gonna.
No, it was not. DC Follies was Sid and Marty Krofft, and it was hosted by Fred Willard as the bartender or whatever. But it was a Sid and Marty Krofft thing versus Fraggle Rock, which was a Jim Henson production.
So what else did DC Folly people do? They
At
did
least I'm pretty
something
sure.
else.
Not only double, let me go double check that Fraggle Rock was Jim Henson. Now that I've said that with such confidence.
No, I think you're right. I believe you're right. But for some reason, I thought DC Follies, the creators were the same. It might be something else that the DC Follies guys did. But there was something from that
Jim
generation.
Henson's.
It was Jim Henson, right?
Yeah.
See, that's why that's Rob says here. You're such a wealth of knowledge. With
Yeah,
Google.
so the
Google
DC Follies were the same people who did your Newzoo review, your Great Space Coaster, your HR Puff and stuff.
HR Puff and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I don't know why I was thinking Fraggle Rock, but this I love that stuff. I love you. Give me DC Follies. You give me Mech Headroom. You give me some of this stuff from back then. I'm all nostalgia when it comes to that.
Oh, sure.
You know, I'm actually trying to figure out how I can make a Max Headroom type of thing, so I could make they like use him as my video piece instead of me actually sitting on here. I would love to try to figure that. No, I'm trying to. I'm actually sitting there with little images and making them all jittery and stuff like that. We'll see. Maybe I'll put like a pilot or a demo on there and see what their reaction is. If it's not that shaky, I don't know. But I'm trying to bring back some of the old stuff, some of the stuff that really worked.
What was it? Hammer. The cop show always was Hammer.
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer. Yeah.
I recently got.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
It's funny you say that. I recently obtained the #1 issue of Sledgehammer.
Oh, nice.
Why?
Nice.
Why? And that's a book that I'm sending into CGC, by the way.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like. You know, I like some really weird stuff, some really, really low grade crappy. You're gonna say to yourself, why? Why would you ever grade this? Because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to conserve and keep the integrity of these crappy comics that somebody once loved and hugged and masturbated over. Who knows what they did over there?
And nostalgia has probably the greater value in increase or a greater contribution to the increase in value of certain properties than actual value. You know, a bunch of people our age and all sit there and go like with time and money on their hands and go, "Ooh, I want to go relive my past," and so they go out and spend money on crap they had as kids.
Well, yeah. Well, you saw that in 2020 and 2021. That's all that people were spending on. That's why they paid I don't know how many millions of dollars for a freaking Michael Jordan card. You know,
which like a year before was like almost nothing.
Yeah, you think that market's gonna drop? I think so. You know, everybody's worried about the comic market dropping. Will we have a crash and a comic drop? Absolutely. And guess what? It will come back and recover. Not all the crappy books that went up will come back because some of them really sucked and there was no reason for them to ever be more than cover price. But the good ones, they're going to recover, cycle, and start going back up. Some of the stuff that you have behind you on that wall, it's going to come, it's going to drop and it's going to come back. That's how it works.
Yeah, there's rise and flow with every market, whether it's, whatever you're doing. So that's exactly it. And then the stuff that's been the bubble stuff that goes up for a moment and then this spikes for a flash in a pan because of some TV show or some movie, but then peters out immediately following because it has no staying power. That stuff will be back where it was, just like it always is. So that's fine.
And they a lot of people are saying similar things in my industry, in the real estate industry. Is there a bubble in the housing market? Absolutely. Will everything collapse? Probably not the same way they're expecting it to.
Yeah. No, it's one of the so I keep hearing for so long. So many people wanted to blame free money from the COVID stuff, and I'm sure that put a little bit extra money out there. That wasn't the thing that drove a lot of crazy stuff. You had a lot of people that had lots of money that was coming to them all of a sudden from either overinflated home values that they were taking money out with low mortgage rates or refinancing, or they were taking stock was up way up and people were had money available to them from their stock investments and other stuff as well. And that's for me. I didn't get a single penny in COVID checks, right? But for me, my stocks had were way up. I had lots of extra money. Now here we are a year later, and it's down. On paper, I've lost a lot of value. Now it was money that I didn't really, I don't need it right now, but that was there. That affects my liquidity and my ability to rush out and go do stuff. Mortgage rates going up affects my HELOC and whether or not I want to sit there and borrow money or not. It's like, well, interest rates are higher and it's going to cost me more to do that. It's not practically free anymore. Those things are more going to affect things. So that means that, like you well know, but so that means that real estate slows down, prices come down some, but we still have a problem in a lot of this country with the inventory.
Correct.
So in markets where I'm at, inventory is the biggest issue. So the housing prices may stop going up as fast and may even dip slightly, but we're not going to see huge drops because there's just no inventory, or the demand is still there.
Well, you got a similar issue here in New York, a very similar issue. Not only do we not have inventory, we also had the issue where we probably had the most restrictive eviction moratorium in the country here in New York.
Right. Yeah.
And that caused a big backlash. First of all, you have a lot of apartments that would have been rentable right now, or even for sale right now, that are in the courts deadlocked, waiting to actually have eviction done or judgment put in place, whatever the case was supposed to be done. They're still backlogged. We have about 3 to 4 years worth of stuff that needs to be caught up with prior to the COVID stuff.
Right.
Because there was a whole bunch of stuff that was right in the midst, right before we got locked down, that was ready to go to trial. That got stuck. So they're going to first.
I got a house around the corner from me that's sitting here. It's been vacant for over a year because the person bought it to be a rental unit, but because of those restrictive rules and stuff, he didn't want to move anybody into it right now but it's almost like claiming homesteading.
You just hit the nail on the head. So now you have an issue of a lot of vacant units here in New York. There's a ton of them. And we have on top of that, we have restrictive stabilization laws and rent control laws here. So a lot of the landlords said, screw this. I'm going to keep it empty. Maybe the laws will change down the line. Maybe I can use it as a write-off. They are not putting them back on the market. So that's holding back the rental supply.
It decreases inventory, which drives up the prices. The
home prices, it's a cycle.
the only good what comes out of it a little bit is, at least now with some of the as interest rates go up, is that hopefully and with this market down, hopefully there's less cash buyers, and hopefully that means that as houses go on the market, we get some more stuff where they're selling for we don't have the 20 different people bidding, hundreds of thousands of dollars over asking prices and stuff, which we used to have. But I mean, I'm fine. I'm not moving anywhere anytime soon. I'm getting I'm closer to paying off my house than I'm not. So,
Well, I can't say the same for me right now. I got my own issues. So, but I will tell you something. I caught a freaking break and a half. I had to sell off and liquidate all my stock portfolio that I had joint with my ex right before the year ended.
Oh, nice.
I caught a lucky break on it because I had a ton of Disney that I had to go unload, and I got rid of it around $158, $160, and it's down to like $105 right now. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I had to liquidate. That I'm very happy. My IRA sucks right now. It took a hit.
Well, as long as you don't need it right now, that's all that matters, right?
I
don't care about my 401k and stuff, because it's like I just put money into it. I'm like, I'm not touching it for another 10, 15 years. So I don't care what it does
But
right
the
now.
housing can put me in a squeeze right now.
Yeah.
Now I that's why I had to
Especially-
move. I was fortunate enough to have an apartment that had just vacated by coincidence. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to find another tenant for it. I'm just going to move into it myself, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing right now. you
Yeah.
know? And that's why you see my lovely plastic
High quality.
table.
Yeah. Plastic table, folding table. Right.
Yeah, nice folding table because I haven't got all my furniture. I got some furniture, but not my. Then I got this nice fancy folding table. We'll get fancy soon. We'll get fancy, but yeah, but I really caught a lucky break, and I caught a lucky break with my comics because my ex-wife had no idea what the hell my comics were worth.
So look at they all have prices right on the cover, dear.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
This one's only worth 10 cents.
No, some of them
Matt,
the price I got them for right on there.
Yes, yeah, Spidey. That's just the same thing here. I mean, the housing area that I'm in, that my house is essentially what you would consider a starter home. It's like a 1,300 square foot home in a track home. But I've talked about it before. The house next door to me just sold for 1.9. So I don't know what you're supposed to do. I thank God I bought mine during the last. I caught the bubble when it popped last time.
Well, I got the same issue here in New York. I mean, California and New York really are getting.
Yeah.
Well, check this out. Look, holy crap! Look at that. I disappeared.
Where'd he go, man?
Look at that.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, look at this. Trick photography, baby. Oh shoot! Now I got a trick. Look at that. I'm gonna do that. Who needs
Now
a
you
green
see me.
screen?
Now you don't.
Who needs a green screen? I got a nice spotlight and this. Look at that. Oh man, I'm getting
Now you can sell advertisements on that Yeti, and there you go.
I could definitely do that.
New income stream.
That's it. All right, then I got to push for 1,000. What is it? 1,000 subs? Yeah, I got to push for 1,000 subs and 5 million views, and I'll be and then a trillion people to like, and then I'll make some money. Because I'll tell you something, man. I my real estate channel, it's got, oh my God, you talk about canceling. I got hit so hard because I was talking about a little bit of politics on that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I swear it wasn't even like me saying my personal opinion. It was just basically putting out the new guidelines on what they were presenting. It was actually affected by the eviction moratorium. They're basically saying how this is affecting landlords and tenants. All of a sudden, people lost their shit. I lost like 1,000 subscribers on that. But hey, it is what it is. But the funny thing is that why I bring that up is on that channel, I got about 4,000 still left on there. And you don't make crap. A couple $100 and stuff like that. You don't make money.
That's why I joke all the time. I would say I have no, don't care to monetize my channel, and I get asked, well, why not? I'm like, I first of all, it's for the 13 cents I'm going to bring in. I don't care that much, but it's just yeah.
And the funny thing is, I have a high RPM. Like the return for whatever the case is, because it's basically in a financial type of thing.
Yeah. And
it's still giving me crap. So I'm wondering what the comic book guys are getting out of their channel.
A lot. It's not a lot until you get to the really big numbers. But
yeah,
what you need to be is a 20-something-year-old female, and either have weirdly positioned cameras pointed downward from up above, or you need to be doing some kind of weird dances.
Yeah, my boobs aren't big enough, though. I don't know.
Well, you can stuff it, but
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can just start taking up weird dances. I mean, I guess, and eating Tide Pods.
Yeah, we could do something like that. I guess. Well, we're not at that point yet. I'm not at that point yet. I still got a living that I could earn from the real estate. So I'm very fortunate that if I became destitute and I didn't have any, trust me, I get really creative.
Patreon and ads, yeah.
If I really needed to make money and use this channel to make money, believe me, you know I'm doing that for that purpose because it would be very blatant and it'd be creative as well. You know, I believe in giving people their value, but circumstances. I know that you brought that up.
Yeah, what about going back on topic, people?
Yeah, let's go back on topic. You know, you want to hear real estate? You hit me up on IG, and I'll send you my real estate link. You know, but I'm not putting that out there right on the public right here. But on the nomination, I'm kind of confused as far as how to go about doing a lot of the stuff that's available out there because I'm looking at some of the playing. I think I could share a screen on here.
Yes, you can. You have a button at the bottom called share. You click on that, then it's going to pop up and you can choose either your entire monitor or a window or a Chrome tab.
Well, let's do this. Well, it doesn't give me the option of the Chrome tab.
It does actually. The little pop-up window, there's 3 sub tabs, and the far right one should be share a Chrome tab.
Well, it says slides, extra camera, video file.
Oh, no.
And share screen.
When you hit the share, hit share screen first. When that pops, when you do that, then you'll see the 3 options that I was describing where it'll say entire screen, window, or Chrome tab.
Well, here it says sharing screen is the easiest with 2 monitors. Sharing screen sharing.
That's what happens when you try to share your whole monitor.
No, that's what it's making me do.
What?
Yeah,
I hit share screen right now, and it pops up first, and it says. And before it says entire screen, window, or Chrome tab.
Oh, hold on. Chrome tab. It just gave it to me. Look at that.
There you are.
Look at that. Look at us. Look at us. How fancy dancy we are. Can you see what I'm seeing?
Do you see what I see? Yes, we do.
Can you still see yourself?
Yes, I can. I'm right here above circumstance.
Can people still see the Rob and me?
Yes, but you'll want to hide circumstances comment so they can see the rest of your screen share.
Okay, so let me just do that. Let me go back to that. This is ooh, I like this. This is interesting. So look at this. We're learning. This is what I get for getting a paid version of this crappy thing.
Yeah.
So
it functions almost like any other meeting platform, only for a lot more money.
So we got yeah, right. This is actually not as bad. You know what? I have Zoom, and for a lot of things, this is so much better than Zoom. Zoom is better for other things. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm used to. I have the company I work for does their own, and I can live stream from it. I can do all these things, and and it's a free platform. So
we were using Windows Teams.
Yeah,
for a while. That's a free platform. I mean, I guess if
you pay for your Windows license as a business.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're using that. That's all right. They all have their positives and
yes, absolutely.
You know,
100% agree.
It's whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you're using for. For what we're doing right now, I think
this works.
Might be the best option.
It's nice for being able to schedule stuff and be able to functional directly into YouTube. From that aspect, it does work very well. There's still some things I wish they would do better. Like, for example, I don't understand why if I set you up as a co-host on channel, why a co-host can't actually answer comments directly in the StreamYard, why they still have to have a pop-out window and stuff. There's certain other little things here and there. But anyways, you're sharing your screen. It looks great.
They're making it a little bit more versatile right now. I'm happy with this stuff. But, I mean, look at what I'm looking at right now. And the thing is, I mean, look at the schedule. I mean, forget about the
timeline. It's very far out. Yes.
Yeah, we got that for me is an issue. Brian's gonna get on my case. I like Brian, so I'm gonna beat him up about this. But
I asked him about the timeline, and he said that they intentionally did it that so long just because one of the biggest knocks last time was this whole thing about nobody knew it was coming, and
the problem is from the time of nominations to the time of final votes to be in. there's a lot of lapse time, and there's a lot of people that might be introduced, and not only that, they're actually subscription counts and like accounts, whatever counts that they're engaging right now are going to go up by then or go down,
Well, yeah.
or maybe something happens that disqualifies them for one reason or another. So that's a little bit too much time. I think too much. What if the guy that wins the best mustache shaves his mustache off? What happens then?
Well, if he gets nominated for it when it comes time for voting, he's probably not going to win because if he shaved it off then.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. There's
I don't
all
know.
kinds of things. Well, my
I mean, dead people have won elections, so who cares?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Don't get me started. Please don't get me started. Don't take me back to the elections. I could go
All right,
on.
we have a very long lead up, which it was done. He's working with a committee of people, and they've decided that's what they were going to do, and that's fine. And the nomination period is just that; it's gathering, giving everybody opportunity to submit people for different categories and to who you want. So that way, then they've got to then sit there and go over all those things, and that's where you have a really short window. And I'm pretty. So, I guess they're going to have to be really focused because you got 3 months of gathering, and then they're going to in 3 weeks essentially go through all of that and parse down the lists into the finalists. I don't know what the criteria is for finalists is going to be. I'm sure that they have it, and there's not necessarily. I mean, it's for fun, so I don't think that there's a need that they have to be so super transparent about what the criteria is for becoming a finalist, but he might. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm going to say something. In full disclosure, I was on the committee last year.
Mhm.
So I have a little bit of understanding how this works and that kind of thing. And I understand that it's a bitch of a thing to have to deal with. I don't know why he wants to do this. The amount of shit that gets thrown
I
at him.
applaud him. I applaud him.
I don't know why he wants to do this, but regardless of the case, when you do this,
Mhm.
last year a lot of stuff was kind of rushed and not thought through well enough until after the fact things happen, and that's okay. We were like kind of rolling with the punches on.
It's
on
almost like it was the first time.
Yeah, you think you would think
Your first time's never clean and beautiful, and
that's my first girlfriend. But, so you have that. Well, I'm not going to get too into the schedule, but let's look at the awards right now. We got the award categories. You got a tier that's going from 100 to 999 subs, sub count during the nomination period. Okay, so best unboxing and haul video. Okay, that's a good video to be able to watch. Best collaborative project or event. I don't know how many. I mean, I guess that there's enough people out there that we could add into that tier and category.
So that's one of those categories that depending upon how you define it. That's the one that like Chris and I have been pushing. Well, not really pushing, but Chris is pushing a little bit more for.
Aren't you over 1,000 subs yet?
No, first, no, I'm at just under 800.
We gotta change that. People, if anybody's watching right now, you're not sub to Rob's channel. Go sub to him. Right? Go and then come back here. But go there and sub on him. He needs to. What the hell? You and Taylor. Is Taylor still under 1,000?
Yes, he's under 900 right now. I'm actually trying to get to 1,000 before him, just to give him grief.
You know what really sticking to him? If I get 1,000 before him, that'll freak him out.
Right. But yeah, I mean, collaborative. Slab Hub, for example, is a collaborative project in our mind, anyways, because it's a show that's not a single. I mean, it is on only one channel, but it's multiple people that are coming together to collaborate and for a recurring event or show. But it could also be one-off things and events, I would assume.
Just like up until last year, the Hot Seat was a collaborative project in this category. Now that Gary is over 1,000, he doesn't qualify anymore.
Right. Well, he'd be in the next tier, 1,000 to 5,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So, by the way, he got screwed last year. Not by Brian, not by us.
Right.
Personally, there was a couple people that I got into like a big thing. Like, what the hell is going on over here? Why are people voting for these morons or these people that don't even they don't even fit to the category, and people are voting for them anyway? It just didn't make any sense to me. Like Gary was one of the ones with that really for the community award. He really needed to get that because I really felt that he's one of the people that have been able to really give a lot of good vibes and bring a lot of people together. I wouldn't have been connected to you guys if it wasn't for Gary.
Right,
He's the one that sucked me right in. I don't think he knew the Pandora's box he was opening up by approaching me, but like stuff like that. He brought a lot of us together. And the other guy that really, really, really got under my skin that didn't get enough votes. And again, it was nothing to do with Brian or the wards. It's what people voted, and it really got under my skin was Jerry the Jitterbug. I thought he needed to win that award. First of all, he's the only guy that actually physically mangles the comics in front of you while he's on video, and you can see the process and explaining everything one by one, and it makes it entertaining at the same time. And some guy that doesn't even do any kind of restoration or any kind of work on the comics and just like talks about spec and stuff like that ended up winning. It made no sense to me. I hope they tie in that part of it together. And I swear, if Jerry doesn't win this year on that award, I'm gonna freaking lose my mind. You want to see me go on a rant? Yeah, you're gonna hear full blind right. By the way, I saw some videos in the past that some guy was giving Jerry shit about his form of conservation and what he needs to be telling CGC and what some douchebag that's all full of crap on IG. I'm gonna get on him. I'm gonna make a video about that. I can promise you that he needs to be put in place.
Again, the kinder, softer, gentler side of Comic Journey. Everybody.
Correct. But yes, this is the new me. I'm nice and calm. I'm tranquilo. I'm nice and I'm being polite, but I am the hand of justice here in the community. I need to make sure that everybody out there really knows their place in
Right.
time when they try to hurt other community members. And I don't like bullies. I don't like people that try to make a name of themselves and try to bullshit around and do all kinds of crap. So that being said, so let's see what we got here. So
yeah, by tier, you have an unboxing and hauls, you have a collaborative, and then you have a spec.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny. That speculation one is gonna be probably the hard for me personally. Is gonna be the hardest one of choosing a category, a channel. There's so many spec channels out there, and a lot of them are good in their own different ways. And I don't know if there's any one that's best all encompassing, because the thing is, the people that are in that category 100 to 900 and that, they're not as polished as the one in the next category, so they're all kind of feeling their ways out. And the guys that are at that 100 range compared to the guys that are in the 900s range, there's a big difference in how polished they are. So I don't know how fair it is.
Yeah, but you still got to break. It's a lot more fair than it was when you had somebody with 150 subs going up against somebody with 10,000. So
absolutely.
You have to break the line somewhere. So and manage costs.
That for me is by far the toughest one out of that category.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Have you done your voting yet? Have you done your nomination yet?
I looked at the form and I was like, oh, this looks like work, and I went away.
You want to throw some names as we're going through as far as who you're gonna vote for? I'm gonna throw my names as far as I'm going. The ones that I know for sure, I'm gonna say. The other ones that I need to do a little bit more research on, because don't forget, I've been out of the mix for a couple months, so I got to go back on a few channels just to make sure that they're doing the right thing and they're still on target with what they're doing. I mean, I'm not saying this because you're on the video with me. More than likely, yeah, I could say with definitively the collaborative project, you and Chris are probably going to get that from me.
Certainly appreciate your support.
And I'm going to put that all when I'm actually filling out the nominations, and I know all my categories. I'm going to actually fill them out so that everybody knows I'm not bullshitting who I'm going to put in and who I'm not. Comic Hall, a little bit up in the air as far as who I'm going to do with the Comic Hall now.
There's a lot of those.
They're
because,
all out
because
there.
that's really easy to do, and it's and it gets views.
And the other thing is, what do we define a comic haul? You know what I'm saying? Are they the guys that go and actually go into like garage sales and stuff like that and go pick them up? Or are the guys that go to LCSs and come back and show you all the stuff they got from that place? Because it's
Any
a
of
weird.
all. I
What's
mean,
that?
that's the thing. I think it's any and all. There are people who do just an else, their new comic book day. There's people who do other stuff too. I mean, you under that unboxing and haul, I would assume that also includes your people who do your mystery boxes, right? So
Yeah.
you're taking necessarily in that same thing. You could have somebody who's doing just their. Here's what I picked up this week at my LCS. Again, somebody like DJ Links that's pulling out mystery boxes versus a Monday mail call that I do or something, and they're very different things in each one of them, but but at the end of the day, it's still you're unboxing, you're opening boxes and you're showing off. And how do you do that within that category that's entertaining or, and is consistent?
Well,
And that's the thing.
Links is getting my vote on the next tier because he's well over 1,000.
Oh yeah.
No, so he's definitely going to get my thing on that. Remy, I'd like to see him open up a box again with a chainsaw. If he does that one more time, I think he's going to get my vote for the one sub 1,000.
Yeah, you see, and this is where I kind of run into my whole thing is that I think that there's becomes a difference between when I'm doing like an individual video versus an ongoing series, right?
That's
And
the thing. If he was a chainsaw guy, honestly, I'd be a shoo-in. If he'd be
yeah,
doing that every single time, I think I would love that. But
yeah, well, and that's where it comes. This is where it's very different for me. When I'm looking at this, you can think about like, oh, there was that one video that had this one thing that was very creative and very cool, and you'd like to think that, hey, from a single video perspective, that video should be recognized because it was so out there. But at the same time, there's people who are doing regular series and you have to do it's on every week like clockwork. Well, that's a whole different level of work that gets done, and it may not have the same over the top production value that a single one-off does, but I can tell you as somebody who does do a reoccurring schedule of certain shows, it's a different kind of work. And it also deserves to be recognized. And whether or not they all get lumped in the same category or not, here they are. But down the road, maybe that's something that changes. Who knows? Maybe instead of by tier like this, maybe part of that becomes. But you can only. At the end of the day, though, you got to be realistic. I guess you can't just keep splitting things off into so many different fragments where everybody gets an award. Here's your participation ribbon.
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
hate participation awards, but it just makes it very tough. But I will say this with the unboxing and comic haul video, I will probably be the most critical and analytical of that topic. Only because I do a lot of that stuff myself, and I try as much as I can to be as creative as possible when I'm explaining why I'm buying this crap that I bring back and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my pet peeves when people buy stuff and she's like, oh, look at this. Oh, I don't have any comics in front of me, but I will show you this. Oh, look at this. I bought this. Why did I buy this? They don't tell you anything. And I got this. They don't even tell you how much they got it for. They don't tell you the reason they got it for. They don't tell you if there's any kind of nostalgia or sentimental reason. I got it. Oh, I spec'd on it. Okay, well, why did you spec on it? They don't tell you. That's one of my biggest. You know how I always get on everybody with the hashtag "Look at me" and like make it entertaining. That's one of the things that really drive me nuts. Like, you're sitting and making a video. You want me to watch your video. What? And you know, the thing is, I don't have a pet peeve with people that make them and don't expect anybody to watch it. They get no viewers. You know what? You're doing it for your entertainment, no problem. The people that really irritate me are the ones that send me their damn links through IG. And they tell me, hey, look at my video. Check it out. Go like it. And you just send me a video where I'd rather watch paint dry than watching them show off their stupid books. You know, they're buying like a West Coast Avengers 1 Why? Why? Well, tell me why. Do you love the West Coast Avenger? Are you
Right.
speculating on it? Is there a reason why you're speculating on it? Why? It just drives me nuts. It drives me off the chair. So that will absolutely be the most um, analyzed, and I will be the most critical out of all the categories here from what I'm looking at thus far. That will be the one that gets me. The next tier, which hits 1,000 to 5,000. Like I said, I believe I gotta check to just make sure that everybody has the correct sub counts. I think Lynx does fall in this.
Yes, he's less than 3,000, but over 2,000.
Yeah, so he falls in this, and I think for me personally, he might be my no-brainer on that category. Only for the fact I love the faces he makes sometimes.
Right. He does great faces. His production value is great with it. He has done a very good job of mastering a very simple but effective mystery box unboxing and presentation that is entertaining.
I also have a little bit of New York bias. He's one of my guys. I don't know. There's just something.
I try not
about-
to hold that against him, but
Oh yeah, but there's something about the
Right.
way he just presented. There's an authenticity.
Yeah.
There's one more other guy that would be close to him. That guy that what the hell his name is? Lynx? No, something on Lynx. He comes in with a suit and he calls himself the chairman of the board.
Wink.
Huh?
Winky.
I would say he's the closest to it. As far as overall production value and thought process when he's actually but the thing is, it's always the same shtick with him. He's like, well,
Right,
I got this, and
He's doing that whole money man thing, and
yeah, it
which
feels
is
like
fun.
too
But-
for me too forced a little bit. It's not as authentic, but I do value that, and I do
having met him, I will tell you. It is a little bit of it is a character. It's actually closer than you might think.
really.
I mean, he's a sales guy. I mean, it comes across when I remember when I met him at C2E2 that you were like, oh, okay, no, this makes sense. I mean,
Yeah, so I hold him very close in that category at that sub range because he's pretty good. I'm not going to take anything away from him. If there's somebody I'm missing or thinking of, like something that I'm not, I don't know, collaborative project or event, I might have to go with Spine Ticks in this category. 1,000 to 5,000. I think they fall right within there. I don't know if they're actually producing still. And they're doing the weekly Saturday night
I think they are.
marathon thing that they do because they're freaking out of their minds. So you see how long they run those streams for?
I don't, because I'm usually on a different Saturday night stream that's counter to them. That's also running for 6 to something out plus hours.
I usually watch your stream right before that, and that's coming from usually the comic book, right?
Banter is Chip Getler.
Oh, it's our Chips, but his channel has a much lower.
Oh yeah, he's below. Yeah, oh yeah, he's below. I think below 500.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so like I've been on that stream. I've actually been on that stream.
that's right. You were getting
Couple times.
tacos.
Yeah, I'm getting tacos. I'm taking drive-bys and all that stuff. So I've actually gone on that multiple times. But just from in this category with the 1,000 to 5,000 and the sheer production value and the fact that these guys are whacked out of their freaking minds when I'm watching this, and they actually take the time to actually put these little skit videos together, and it's creative. It's creative. So I'm leaning towards them. Again, I'm going to look at everybody. I'm going to look at every single person's videos just to make sure I'm updated. Nothing has changed. They don't do something extremely offensive that I don't approve of, or the world doesn't approve of, or whatever the case is. Or it doesn't.
How much for the women and children?
Yeah. So
I want to buy them.
So I'm going to try to do like my due diligence right before I cast the final votes. I'll probably do that somewhere midweek.
Like this guy, people, he wants to become an educated voter so that his votes make sense.
Isn't that a novel? Isn't that a novel thought?
What are you thinking?
Yeah. Oh, why did you vote? Because I like her face. No, I'm actually doing the due diligence. I want to do
My
my
hat
fair
is off
share
to
as
you,
a
sir.
voter to actually cast the right ballot. Just like when people are looking at people's hands and they're casting that vote again. Look at these hands. When they're casting these votes on the best hand category, I want them to do their due diligence. See, hey, you know what? Journey actually is the best hand category. There is no competition, but I need them to do their due diligence, and I'm doing the same. So, speculation comic. This one is wide open as far as speculation, guys.
Yeah, I think when you get in these higher tier counts, you're going to see that becomes a much more difficult category. Whereas the unboxing, I am thinking that when you get over 5,000, I don't know how many people are doing unboxing videos at
Not
5,000.
not that many.
At
Not
least
that
not
many.
unless they're doing really big boy stuff.
I'm not sure if the dorkeries
I don't see them on.
are over 5,000.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're mostly. I don't. Nowadays, they're more of a mystery box seller than anything else.
I think it's going to come down to dwindling down who's left and just picking the best of who's left at that
Right.
point. So I'm not that familiar with who actually is over 5,000 when you get to that category,
God.
but we'll see. I don't know. Best speculation is tough in that category. In that tier, 1,005, it's ruthless. There are
Yeah.
so many different channels that
That's going
are.
to come down to who gets their backers to vote for them.
You got Newbie, you got Swaggle House, you got what
Comic
you call it?
Tom, you got Reggie, you got.
Oh, Reggie's over.
That's what I said. Over 5,000, right?
Oh, over time. We were still in the 1,000.
Oh, sorry.
Comic Tom, I don't think you
No,
know
he's
what?
over. He's over 5,000.
No, but I'm saying, would we consider him a pure spec play?
I certainly would. That seems
Yeah.
about all he is anymore is building up hype and spec around books.
Because he definitely got my vote for collaborative product over 5,000 with him and Gem Mint. I think that.
Yeah, but what are they doing? They're doing spec,
Yeah, it's
essentially.
true.
They're whether you want to call it spec or whether it's like
Or
we're
reporting, yeah.
on sales, which is really helping to build the hype towards more spec, because then they start talking about what we're seeing with this book going, and I mean,
Very true. Very true. You know what? It really is all spec. Gem Mint does a lot of the statues and the omnibus stuff as well.
right on his side stuff.
His
Yeah,
own, but as far as Comic Tom's channel itself, it really is mostly. I mean, you do the top 10 list. He does have some guests over. It is mostly spec. So as far as collaborative project of 5,000
Okay,
over,
well,
I think it's a lock that I have to pick them. As far as that, I mean, they really they make it entertaining and it's good production. How could I beat that?
Six Face. I mean, we could debate whether or not spec it, what the definition of spec is and what falls in that category, but so I won't argue with you. Yeah.
You know what? It's kind of like backhanded kind of a thing, because okay, I could come and say something about a comic, how cool it is, and not basically tell people to buy it, but because I'm pointing out something really, really specific, like very specific about the book that nobody else does, and why you should want to have it for that reason. Am I not really
Everything's
specking on it?
focused on the key collector.
That's the other thing. He's always key collecting. That's the other thing. I actually just signed up for a bunch of stuff. Close CLZ app, Go Collect. I might do key collector as well, and I'm gonna actually run through those apps on streams and tell everybody, one, how they're used, and two, if they suck or not. So far, CLZ's pissing me off.
Really?
It is. I like the fact that I could hold inventory and everything, but I've already lost 3 sets of inventory on it. It wiped out my entire database. I had from months ago about 2,000 books that I had in there, and for some reason, because I wasn't using it often, it disappeared. And even though I had my subscription still active till October, it disappeared. Then I put some other stuff in there, and then made that disappear too. This is the third time I'm going around right now trying to add more things in there. I don't know what's going on. There's some kind of glitch going on. It's annoying the hell out of me. If it wasn't for that, I think it would be a really nice functional kind of thing.
I love it.
You know,
because I have CLZ and I pay for a dual sub hybrid. I have it both on the browser cloud version and my mobile phone, so I can either access it from a web browser or from my phone, and then they sync back and forth between each other, and it's phenomenal.
Is it worth doing that? Because I have a subscription that I think I paid $16.99 for, but I believe that's only from my phone that I could use it.
Yeah. So the phone is great for being able to scan in stuff and everything else, but for me, I'm not very good at. I have big paws, and I have carpal tunnel and tendonitis and everything else. So typing in stuff on a phone is not something that's easy for me. So I like to do it whenever I can from my browser window. So I pay. So they have a discounted subscription where you can have the two subscriptions, and they link together and they sync back and forth. And so then I can use my phone when I'm out and about in the mobile area, or whatever. But when I'm at home doing most of my stuff, I tend to do it from my browser window.
Well, you know what? That might work better for me. I'm gonna test it out. Like I said, I'm gonna run a couple of videos where I'm running through them, say the positives, the negatives.
Yeah,
and see if anybody has any tips for me while I'm going through it. Maybe I'm doing something incorrect or something like that. So I'm not going to bash the apps unless they're awful.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely have used most of those because I've used, I have Go Collect as well, and it used to be good. It used to be pretty easy. It's gotten a little bit more getting used to with the new user interface. I'm not as keen on it that they have for it. But and then of course you don't have the integration that Go Collect used to have with the CLZ, which was why I originally got it. I also use I have Cover Price, which I've used. Not use it as often. What was the other one you said you were doing? Oh, Key Collect.
Key Collect. I'm gonna try. I haven't bought it yet.
I've never tried any of the paid functionality. I've only ever used it for the free functionality.
As have I. So I want to see what the paid version works. If it's worth it or not.
Go Collect. I'm
not that satisfied with, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's not great. It's functional, but it's not great. CLZ. Like I said, CLZ is working on a new integration with a new company to be able to bring prices into it, and they recently did launch their keys that automatically tag your comics with major key and minor key information.
I noticed that.
There's some interesting. I found a couple of interesting discrepancies between what they report and what most of the rest of everybody else reports, but they're ones that I could easily argue. Yeah. So it's obviously that they're not using Key Collector, that's for sure, as their source data. I'm not sure what their source data is, but then with everything else they do, people are able to submit stuff. So
I'm going to actually address something that Mastodon said over here. Listen, you don't have to behave. You can say whatever the hell you want on my comment board. Like I said before, I don't give a crap if this gets monetized or not. So you go ahead. You want to put copyright strikes. You want to put whatever. Just no things that are really like awful.
I want to answer Rafost real quick. So CLZ's been talking about, and they've sent out several emails and made several posts about it. They've intentionally not said who the new provider is going to be just yet, because the deal's not done 100%. And until they get to the point where the contract is signed and the API is being worked on, they don't want to get too much into it. But they did tell us that in all likelihood, in order to have the pricing works, you'll have to have a subscription with that company, and then you'll be able to cross-link the subscription into CLZ, so then it'll automatically do all your price lookups and give you their added information, which kind of sucks a little bit. But at the end of the day, since I was paying for CLZ or paying for Cover Price and for Go Collect, I can dump those and pay for whatever this new one is.
So they actually, I'm actually looking forward to see who they team up with. We'll see what happens because
Yeah, there's not really that many companies. So.
I actually had just signed up right around the time where they lost their partnership that they had with what was it with Go Collect that they had before?
Yeah, Go Collect
Yeah.
was the previous one. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got kind of pissed. I mean, they gave me some kind of refund, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll see what what goes with that. But as far as the pump and dump, I partially agree with that, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of pushing towards certain things, especially if you're making your own product like exclusive covers and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
he's not hiding that. He actually is selling his mystery boxes and promoting that part of it. So I have no ill will towards him for that reason. You're not hiding it. You're saying that you're pushing it. You're making a living out of it, and you're selling it. No problem on that end. He does have some enthusiasm that I want to say is genuine because I don't think anybody could be that enthusiastic and that flamboyant and freaking out about stuff and not have any true passion in there. He's got to have some passion about what he's into. So I'll give him that much. But as far as alternative motives and that kind of thing, yeah, the guy is strictly in it. He is not hiding it that he's making any business. I got more of an issue for that guy that tries to be your friend and pretends that he's not doing this for a business and he's pumping stuff up and then running them all over on eBay and what's not after he just hyped it up to hell.
That's been some of the speculation or the people have kind of alluded to, but
You feel that's the way with him?
I don't know. I have no evidence. I just know that I've heard people claim that, but it's easy to claim all kinds of things when you just want to knock somebody who's on the top of the pedestal.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I mean, he hasn't given me, and he's a genuine guy. Like I said, he's not a friend of mine, whatever case. But you know what? I've actually had conversation with him offline and on Instagram and stuff like that. He's approachable, whatever the case is. Again, no personal attachment, no anything like that. I'm just looking at it from a neutral stance. Yeah, he is selling the stuff. A lot of the stuff that he's pushing or hyping up, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Kind of a thing.
Right.
But he's also not hiding the fact that he's selling this and he has a business and he's actually going on Facebook or Instagram, whatever the hell he's doing, and doing these tag auctions or whatever he's selling them on.
Right. Oh yeah, they're whatnot stuff now.
So he's not hiding that. So I'm okay with that. It's different if you have Rob over here. He's like, look at me. I'm a nice gentleman. I look like, now you shave your beard, but we had a beard like Santa Claus before.
And now I'm like the Riddler, the new Riddler in Detective Comics this week that came out. Just so I can tie it back to comics. He's sporting the goatee with the curled mustache. So
if you were coming on and you were acting as the true source and the real intelligence behind this hobby and stuff like that, and you're pushing stuff off, and then while everybody's feeding into what you're saying, you're going and selling them and pumping that. You have 100 copies of I don't know,
New Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, wait, 2099. There you go. There you go. And you're telling everybody this is the book to buy, and before you blink, it's going to be gone. And you put like 5 of them on eBay, and then you get a couple of your friends to buy them for $50 a piece, and all of a sudden the next ones go for 60 and 100. That's a problem. That could be a problem. So I don't know if that's happening. I have no proof of that. I don't know if it's speculation or not, but at the same time, I'm not going to crucify the guy for that reason.
Yeah, Mastodon was talking about the cover price thing and the membership. Yeah, you can get, for the most part, I think with cover price, the free access, the limited stuff is good if you're just doing an occasional price lookup. If you're doing more than a handful, that's where the price comes in. The value came in. It was at $2.99. At least it was a reasonable price. I think for the limited, there's 3 tiers, and I ended up getting like the $2.99 version because I wasn't using it to store my entire inventory. If you were using it to control and maintain a list of every comic book in your inventory, then that's where their higher tier price point comes into play. Where I use cover price would be if ahead of going to a con, if I had certain books that I wanted to be on the lookout for, or if when I was working on a run, like when I went to C2E2, I loaded up with a certain amount of books in my ASM 100 pre 100 run that I needed, and then when I was out and about, I could sit there and I was at a shop at any booth. I had my list of the books I was looking for, but also I was seeing what was the market price on those books raw at different state conditions. So I could sit there and be intelligent when I'm at the booths, purchasing books. That's where I found huge value for cover price for myself. Mastodon, no, this is not an ash can. This is actually a second print. If you drag me big for a second, or just
Hold on, let me make you big.
Yep.
How do I make you big? I pull you into
just
that.
just hit remove on the share screen for a moment. It'll make us both bigger.
Remove that.
Then you should be able to.
Then I make you big.
Yeah,
Then I make you big. I make you big. How am I gonna make you big?
there should be an icon where one window is
make you
bigger, and then you drag it over.
I'm gonna drag you into the big thing. Damn it! I'll get you there. I'll get you there.
You'll get me there. This is fine. Whatever. Anyway, so this is
I tricked you.
this is actually a second.
Tricked you.
It's actually the second print. This was released 9 years after the original Spider-Man 2099 came out. It was released in Toy Biz by Toy Biz. It came packaged with an action figure, and it was sold only at KB toy stores in the United States. So what ended up happening with these books is, because Spider-Man 2099 wasn't necessarily a big launch vehicle anyways, let alone 9 years after the fact, a lot of these figures really didn't sell. They fell off peg hooks. They got thrown in bargain bins, whatever else. And these blister packs got bent or whatever else. And this has a really thin paper inside, actually, because I bought this one with an action figure and I removed it from the packaging. And this black border all around here takes spine ticks like there's no tomorrow. I have a second copy of this. It's a 5.5 just because of so many spine ticks it has. So anyways, this book, that's how you had to get it, was a package with that action figure. It's a second printing. There's I think there's combined between CBCS and CGC, there's about 103 9.8s that exist. So it's a pretty rare book. The last sale on it is really kind of made people get super excited about it, because it sold for, there was a reported sale at like about $2,500. But it doesn't, the value on it's not that high. There hasn't been a sale since then. So
see, that's way more than I would have expected, actually, in that category type of comic that coming out of a really obscure figure for them. Because I remember that actual book,
right,
being released,
right.
And I remember saying to myself, "Who the hell wants to get a fake Spider-Man figure?" I bought the comic. I bought the first printing of the comic. Why? Because it was the 90s and we spec.
1992.
Yeah. So that's what we were doing back then. We were buying everything. But I remember when the figure actually came into the stores and I'm looking at him, who the hell is going to want to get this crappy toy?
Nobody did.
It's not even a real Spider-Man. That's what I was thinking. You know, and I'm sure there was more people like me that was thinking, like, I want the real Spider-Man with the red and the black. Hell, I'll take the black costume Spider-Man. But hey. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm shocked that there's that many 9.8s.
Well, yeah, it actually really spiked recently, because up until about 8 months ago, there was less than 60 on Census. I'm a watcher of this particular book because this is my jam. But so there was less than 60, and then when they were getting ready to release Edge of Spider-Verse 2, there's been a bunch of people started sending stuff in, because Spider-Man 2099 is going to be featured in that particular movie. So the number of books that got sent in have increased, but still it's a very low number count, especially compared to the first print, where there's thousands. So it's a big difference. Very few, very rare. For the longest time, it was basically $1,000 book. Like I said, it's only one sale that spiked really high, and it shouldn't be 2,500. My guess is really it belongs in that $800 to $1,000 price range, but that's about it.
I actually disagree. I think it should be in the $1,500 to $2,000 range because
It's still, at the end of the day, Comic
it's a
Journey is
rare
still
book.
It is, but at the end of the day, it's still Spider-Man 2099. And as much as
and it's
I
got a
love,
white border. That's
I
the other thing.
love Spider-Man 2099, but it's still Spider-Man 2099.
I'm telling you, I think it's shit, and I think it should be worth more. I don't have it. I have no vested interest in it.
Well,
Well,
I got a couple copies, so I'm happy to.
I personally have no interest in it whatsoever. I unless I get it for dirt cheap, I have no interest in speculating on it.
Yeah.
But I also take into consideration I'm a big count person.
Right.
When it comes to how many one are in the census, and two, how many can possibly be
period.
in circulation. That's why I never jumped on the Ultimate Fallout train. Where remember when that thing was flying through the roof at one point?
Oh, when the Sony released the video game.
Yeah,
sure.
So that thing was like going bonkers. I wouldn't jump onto that bandwagon because the fact that the matter is I don't care what they tell you. Yeah, lower print counts compared to history. There's still thousands of books out there still out of circulation that are not on the census. So the fact that they exist, and that's one of the hesitations I always had with Hulk 181, paying big bucks on it. And I also had the same hesitation for Amazing Spider-Man 300 because there were a lot out there.
Well, Spider-Man 300 goes back and forth as the most graded comic book on the census, as I recall.
Correct. So there's so much stuff out there,
but you're right. I mean, I know where you're going with this, and I would say to that extent, that's where the difference, the value of the book is kind of a net of the number of books, but also the significance of the book, right? Yep. So Ultimate Fallout 4 and ASM 300 are both very significant books now that Miles Morales is really looking to be more and more like, he's never going away. He's here forever. He's going to be a big deal. And when you talk about that, the significance of that book means that the value can be high with a greater circulation count because there's more people who still want it. And versus in the case of Spider-Man 2099, which is not a significant book, the quantity, and that's why, despite everybody's hype over the new movie, the regular first print is still $100 something book because the first print direct edition, if you look up the numbers, it's about on par with Ultimate Fallout 4.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
It was about a year ago when I did. This was there was the very first episode of Sidekicks Talking Comics that I did. I did an analysis of. I was comparing that. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, BFit. If you're patient, I assure you, if you're patient and you're not necessarily stuck on getting that perfect 9.8, 9.9, whatever it is, you can find a copy at a reasonable price. I'm right now on the hunt. I want to get a 9 to 9.4 grade in the raw, which has possibility to be able to press, and I want to get it for about $300 to $400. And I think I can. I've got to go very close a few times to get it.
Yeah, that's a direct person-to-person sale. Shaking hands and getting to know people. That's not a online eBay. That's for sure. But
correct.
But yeah, you can definitely do that.
Definitely, they're out there, and that's my role. Also, the other reason why I look at these books with the high volume and the 5 print counts. Where is the replaceability of it? How replaceable is it? In other words, if I had one, I sold it through the roof. How easily would I be able to find it? Forget about price. how easily would I be able to find another copy to replace the one that I just got, regardless of the price? And these books, they're out there.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
out
look
there.
at Beef It. I mean, I got my copy. It's an 8.5. I found it in my wife found it in our junk drawer. So there you go.
Well, you had a 5.5? Is that what you
No,
said?
it's an 8.5.
Oh,
It was it actually used to belong to my brother-in-law, and he passed away, came home in a bunch of his effects, and then got thrown in a corner somewhere. And years later, when we were going through the house, found, oh, hey, look at that, there's an ASM 300 over here.
well, that's actually a perfect grade, actually. And I think that 8 to 9 range on ASM 300
Mhm,
is the sweet spot where there's a lot of copies out there.
mhm.
You can get a copy of it at a not, even if it's graded, you could, and even if from an auction or from a store or whatever the case, you could still find a copy. What, sub of $1,000, right?
Yeah, yeah, an 8.5 is going to run you anywhere from $800 to $900 typically, or at least it was a while back. Um, I'm not sure what it is right now, but yeah, that's the other thing. Beef It is in New Zealand, and everything over there is,
Everything's through the roof.
it's because it's got to get brought over there and everything else. So yeah, and of course there's exchanges, and so yeah, it's a little bit more, but
Well, the thing is, you got to make good friends with people overseas, and maybe you could get that deal to be able to work. Trading goes a long way. You make a good friend in the community that has a lot of books that you like, and you might have some books that they might like, and sometimes you'll get a better value out of that trade just because the person. I've given people much more value in books many times in trades when I specifically wanted and needed a book for a specific target that I had, or there was some kind of thing that was pulling me that I needed to have that book. So that could happen with you as well. You know, I don't. I personally, if I had a 300 or an extra 300, I'd probably try to find a way to get one over to you. But I don't have a copy. That's one of the books that I actually lost from my collection years past. So that's one of the ones I'm looking to replace. So, and that's why I'm being very selective of how much I'm going to spend on it and get it. So that I with that and Secret Wars 8 was the other one that I was really like really got it, which I got. You know, a lot of people would tell me, "Oh, you
yeah.
got paid so much money for Secret Wars." I ended up getting the entire series of Secret Wars, the entire series for under $200,
Oh,
and
nice.
all in really nice shape.
Yeah, I'm
Really,
still
really
looking
nice
for
shape.
it.
All 9 pluses.
I've been trying to rebuild mine because I sold off my collection a long time ago, and thanks to maximum clonage, and I'm still missing 11 and 12 are the last two issues I'm looking for in the right condition and pricing to finish off my run. But
Actually, now that I think of it, I think I actually made a video a while back. I think I get that entire set for $150,
wow, that's good.
and that was on eBay.
Yeah, great.
So you could get them done. You
Yeah.
know, I know that you don't like my negotiations and the way I go approaching giving offers to people on eBay. We've got into a little thing about that in the past, but there's nothing wrong and doesn't hurt if somebody has something with a make an offer, or
Uh-huh.
even if they don't make an offer, you contact the person and say, "Listen, I think this is worth this much to me.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to take it?"
Right.
You'll be surprised. You'll be shocked of how many people say to you, "No, I'm not willing to take it, but you know what? Are you willing to pay this much?"
Right. No,
You'll be
absolutely.
shocked.
I do that quite a bit with some of these Golden Age and Silver Age books I'm picking up. So
People don't realize if you don't ask, you don't get. You know,
yep.
and you don't have to insult the person. You don't have to. You don't have to be obnoxious about it and say your book sucks. Give it to me for this much. That doesn't work. That doesn't fly. I mean, I guess it could
Yeah.
fly with some people, but you know, if you're polite about it and say, "Listen,
Yeah.
this is what
I
I think it's worth. This is what I'm willing to pay for it. Is that somewhat acceptable to you?"
right. And I'll tell you, I just recently picked up an AS Amazing Spider-Man issue number 8. And so there was a gentleman on Instagram that had it listed in one of his claim sales. It's a guy who does a regular claim sale that I get stuff from. So I have some relationship with him already. He knows that I'm a customer, and I've bought some bigger books from him in the past. And he posted up, and he posted up with a $700 price tag on it. And I messaged him as I'm looking at the grade he was assigning to it and the price, and I looked it up, and I'm like, I messaged him. I said, "Is that right? Is that a typo, or are you asking $700 for that book?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he says, "Yeah, I was asking 700. Why is that high?" And so he genuinely didn't know.
You just stuck the price on it.
Right.
Happens a lot.
Right. So I showed him. I gave him. I said, "Well, here's the screenshots for recent sales from Go Collect of slabbed versions at around the grade that you're talking about, and here's the ones from Cover Price and for raw copy range in this range stuff." And I gave him all the data, and he goes, "Oh wow." He says, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, so did you want to make an offer?" I guess early on initially he said, "Do you want to make an offer?" And I said, "Well, I think we're way too far apart." And that's where then I gave him what the price range was that it should be, around $300. And he goes, "Well," he says, we went back and forth a little bit more, and eventually we ended up settling on a price that was sub $300. And, so I was paid less than half of what he was asking, but it was because of the approach, right? I wasn't being a dick. I was pardon my French if I offend anybody, but I was being nice about it and trying to help him. And then, at the end of the day, I ended up taking a book off my list and getting down to 12 issues left to get in my ASM run. So now they're all stupid expensive.
Oh my God. I was so lucky. About 6-7 months ago, I had maybe 7 months ago, I had picked up the ASM 10 in decent shape for $100. I was like, well, okay.
10, 8, and 7, you can generally get, if you want a mid to low grade, you can generally get very affordable. It's the rest, and that's where right now the bulk of what I need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 14. I think
ASM is expensive. ASM is super expensive, and
it's not a place where anybody should start collecting.
No, absolutely not. I actually would love to get more involved with ASM, but honestly, I don't want to spend that kind of money on it, And I'm the kind of guy that I'm okay if I get 1s and 2.0s, if the copy and the cover presents well, I'm okay with that, especially if it's in a slab. If I'm not opening it up and reading it, I'm okay with that. I really am.
That's exactly how I feel about all the ones I got back here. I mean, are kind of that way. And at the end of the day, you just gotta do what makes you happy. I tell people all the time, though, when it comes to Spider-Man, I said if they're thinking about collecting a Spider-Man run, it's like if you're smart, you'll collect like Spectacular Spider-Man, which is a highly undervalued run. In the grand scheme of things, and can be had very inexpensively aside from 1 or 2 books. And even the more expensive books in that run are very reasonable. Or start your ASM run like at 101 or something and go up from there or something, because there's still a couple big expensive books there, obviously First Morbius, First Punisher and stuff, but it's much more affordable. That's why, like, for me with my Batman run, I went down, and I'm like down to like 350 right now, and I'm like, okay, I'm working on my 300 to 350 range. And I said, but I honestly don't see myself ever going below maybe 250, because after that you start getting into just too expensive.
See, that's why one of the runs that I built that I have a very, very solid run and a lot of issues of is Avengers. And that's one of the ones that is somewhat affordable for people to be able to get from 1 to 100 if they wanted it. If they really, really wanted it, as far as a key Silver Age run,
Yeah.
you could probably get the entire run of 1 to 100, with the exception of a few comics.
Right.
You know, number one is going to be the most expensive one, obviously. Either one or four is probably going to cost you the most money to be able to pick up, and those are the two from the single digits that I still don't have, just because I'm trying to be as selective as possible of how much I want to pay. I really want to get Avengers 1 for under 2, and I want to get a 4 for under 1. And I came so close to getting a number 4. But that's my mindset on that. And you could actually get that whole collection. Daredevil is another series that you
Yes, I was just going to say Daredevil is one that I've said, aside up until recently, even the number 1 was disgustingly cheap, just for what it was. But
well, it
now,
still is. Think about it. A number
in the
1
grand scheme
in a
of it,
low
yeah.
grade is not that super expensive compared to the
What?
other key.
compared to a Spider-Man or something, yeah.
No,
but-
compared to X-Men.
Oh yeah. What drove me crazy though is we go look at stuff. You can get sub 10 Daredevil books, like the 8, 9, 10 for less than $100 in mid-grade condition and stuff raw. And that just kills me as somebody who's trying to pick up ASMR books.
Well, I'll tell you another series that's shockingly cheap, and people don't realize how cheap it really is Fantastic Four, 1 through 100. Now, minus some of the single digits, like 1 and 4. I don't know why 1 and 4s are expensive in a lot of these runs. 1 and 4, which are super expensive, and you do have some key issues like the Galactus issue and the Black Panther issue. But other than that, you could get a lot of early Fantastic Four for $50, $100 a piece.
Yeah.
In okay condition. It's not going to be, Gem Mint 9.8. No, it's not.
Yeah, solid 4 to 5 range.
If you want to have a nice reader copy of these issues, and just for the collectability of it, you could really do that. And one of the things that really worked for me for years, now I'm starting to redo that again, do that all over again, is I used to buy whatever I could find within my wallet range. So if I found a really, really crappy copy of something, but it was something that I needed in my collection, I would pick it and I would consider it a spot filler. And I would have it in my collection because now it's filled in that spot in the run where I want it to be. And over time, just the same way the higher priced issues go up, the lower priced, the lower condition issues go up as well. Now, the big thing that people don't realize is the ones that are on the lower range tend to go and appreciate at a much different rate and a different way because they are more accessible and more affordable to a lot of people out there. So, in other words, you have a book that typically is going for $100 that's a low grade of a certain comic. I don't know, you name the comic, fill in the comic, whatever it is. And at a 9.8 or a 2, a 9, let's say, it's going for 1,000, 1,500. Well, that book, let's say it goes through another boom the way we just did, of going from 1,000, 1,500 to $2,000. Yeah, that's a big bump. That's a really nice bump. That crappy $100 book might go up to $300 and $400 just because that higher grade just got out of the reach of a lot of people. But a lot of people still can't afford that lower grade book. So it's easier for you to get rid of those lower grade books to make them more liquid.
Yes.
And be able to step up.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, we could go on forever. It's definitely getting. I know it's bars are closed now for you.
No, they're actually not. This is New York. They close 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting ready. I get ready to go do some other stuff here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce here. I could go on.
I appreciate you for hopping on.
Yeah. Well, fun conversation. I'm glad to see you back.
I appreciate it as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be back. You're gonna see me jumping around from here to there, and it should be a fun journey.
Bouncing here and there and everywhere, having adventures beyond compare. Are you a gummy bear?
That's exactly what I am.
All right, good sir. And all
absolutely.
you in the community, thank you all for hanging out with us. And if I can be so bold as to go ahead and plug tomorrow's show, if you don't mind, or today's
Absolutely.
show for you.
You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna make you big. Let's make you big.
Oh, fabulous.
There you go.
I invite you all to join Slab Hub Saturday. So if you're on the West Coast, that's tomorrow. If you're on the East Coast, that's today at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We will have Polonsky CC. That's his Instagram handle, Lee, who is a collector of a lot of pre-code horror, golden age comics and whatnot. And he's going to be on sharing books from his collection. So please come on out. Of course, we'll be doing our giveaways throughout the show, and I'm sure we'll even talk about the great horror that's been going on as with my Slab Hub logo as Pornhub is trying to shut me down.
All right, Pornhub. Now that you think you might be able to get them as your
No, I don't.
sponsor?
On parody content.
I don't know. Maybe this could work out the sponsorship. You know,
They shut down my brand store because of they said my logo was infringing on their trademark, and I tried arguing that aside from the fact that it's different dimensions, a different rounded edge, different shade of orange, different font, and a different capitalization, it's exactly the same.
other than that, yeah, but
So in reality, it's nothing alike, but except that it's a shade of orange and it's rectangular.
I'm going to add one more thing as well for all you giveaway trolls that are watching right now on my channel and on the replay. Rob does give some really fun books in those. I don't like the whole back to front thing that you do, but that kind of really bugs me, the back to front thing. It's really unhygienic, but he does these whole kind of different configurations where he just plucks people things out of his box for you. So
Six books giveaways, and some of those books have extra prizes written on the backing board. Slab Hub mugs, keychains, extra books, all kinds of fun.
It's not crap. That's the good thing.
Oh, yeah,
it's not crap.
Absolutely
so that's pretty good. It's entertaining. You see something, you get some education too along the line on some of these slabs and some of these books that are being shown. So I like it. Thank
you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody, and I will talk at you all later.
I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to run really quick, guys. I'm going to run really quick with these last things from the CBC Awards. I'm going to let you know my thoughts on that. I apologize that we kept shifting the conversation, but at the same time, we get into these tangents. That's how it usually works. We get into these tangents, and I'm going to show you guys right now what it is that we were on. We just got past the 5,000 sub tier category. Then we're in the People's Choice. So, what you put me where? What do you mean I put you? What are you talking about, Bookworm? What are you talking about, Bookworm? I didn't put you anywhere. If you want to jump on, you could jump on, but I didn't put you anywhere. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So, anyway, so I'm looking right now for the People's Choice. How am I at restoring? You are not even in the same category as Jerry the Jitterbug, my friend. Nobody is. He's got my vote in restoring. Sorry. Apologize. Jerry the Jitterbug has my vote until he wins this category. And then I'm going to start looking at somebody else to win it. Jerry's my guy on that. So, People's Choice. I do not understand this thing. Aren't all these categories people choices? This is like the most bizarre thing for me to make a choice of. All right, People's Choice. What do you mean? The popularity award contest, is that what we're going to call it? I guess that's what it is. This is going to make me really, really think hard as far as what this is all about. So I'm gonna, I'll get back to that. Like I said, anybody that's joining in now or anybody that's watching at this point, I'm just running through all the categories, kind of giving you my surefire people that I know for a fact that I'm going to be nominating. I'm going to be doing more research on other ones that I'm not familiar with. That because I've been away for a while, so I have to go and check to make sure that their content hasn't changed since then, and that they have the right sub counts. And then when I actually fill out the nomination form, I'm gonna do it all on a stream. And at the same time, I'm not gonna be a coward. I'm not gonna be a coward like you, Bookworm. I'm not gonna be a coward. I'm not gonna do it with the rubber ducky races. I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm actually going to pick them. And whether you hate my picks or not, they're my picks. They're my picks. No rubber ducky races. No, nothing. Nobody else is gonna pick. Look at this. I'm all dark. Look at that. My arms are here. I'm dark. My arms are here. Dark. I love it. Anyway, that being said, I'm gonna let everybody know exactly what I'm thinking. So, best mustache, facial hair, hands, or hair. By the way, Mr. Worm, do you see these things? Do you see these fantastic, beautiful meat hands I have here? These things that mesmerize the world. How could you vote for anybody other than me in this category? My wonderful hands. It's an insult to the world. It's an insult to the world to be able to nominate anything but these hands in this category. But yet, you did. You didn't even acknowledge it. You just focused on the mustache. It's all about the mustache. You know what? A mustache could be shaved. A mustache could turn white. A mustache could lose its hair. But the hands are here forever. They're here forever. Anyway, that being said, yes, you are correct, sir. You are correct, Mr. Dave. You are absolutely right. Fuck a duck. Yes. Yeah, my meat club's hands, whatever you want to call them. I threw that out for you. Mustache, hands, hair, and that's 3 out of the 4. Well, I have hands, and there is some hair on my hands. Does that not apply? For 2 out of the 3? I don't know. You could staple your hands. What the hell are you? You're a demented human being. You realize that? You realize that you're a demented human being that could staple my hands? Why would I staple my hands? Why do you want me to hurt myself? Why would you want me to hurt myself? Look, I'm doing these special effects. Look, disappear. Ooh, I'm here. Ooh, disappear. Oh my God, that guy. I can look what I'm doing for you. And you can sit there and get on my case about my hands. Anyway, so my vote for best mustache right now, at this moment, we got hands. I'm not voting about anybody against me with hand. Irish, I don't give a crap, man. You don't got better hands than me. Yeah, I'm not gonna vote for you. Facial hair? You got a couple people that could be good facial hair people. You got the bearded Bronze Age nerd. He's got quite a hefty beard. He's like an Amish beard. He's got a beard like an Amish man, or a Hasidic Jew. He's got a big beard. He's got a big beard. I like that beard. Big chic. He's got one of those kind of beards. So you have him. Facial hair, tie locks. Yeah, he's got that. He's got that handlebar. He's got that mustache like Hulk Hogan. He's definitely got, and you got Cole. He's got a very lovely mustache, a luscious little mustache that he has there. So this is a really tough one, to be quite honest with you. It is going to be a tough one. I am leaning I think I am leaning towards Tylox, to be quite honest with you, just because he's got that Hulk Hogan thing. Cole, it's got a mustache like a gentleman, like something you don't see very often. But I gotta check out all the other YouTube, see if anybody else grew any facial hair, and if I'm missing anything, or if there's any like weird defective hands that I don't know about, I'll put it in there. But more than likely, I think Tylox might have my. I think he might have my review. He might have my vote on that one. So within a couple days when I come back for the nomination fill-ins, I'll definitely let you know. Comic book review. You know what? As far as comic book review, there's a few people that I really think that they do great reviews on comics, and Evil Mike does really good reviews. I like his reviews on there. There's no category here as far as how many people on there. This is just an open category as far as reviews is concerned. So Evil Mike might be good. John, he might be actually good too. I got to see who else is doing reviews right now to be able to get a little deeper in that. That's one of the ones I'm missing right now. Best statue review unboxing. Gem Mint. No doubt. I think that's no doubt. Gem Mint's getting my statue review. Omnibus review. Gem Mint again. There's no rule saying I can't pick the same guy for two categories. Gem Mint's getting both of them. He's getting the omnibus and statue review for me. I'm gonna check to make sure he's still doing them, but he's definitely got the front runner with me. Unless anything's changed with his channel, he's got it. I did contact and talk to Evil on IG yesterday, and he did put a comment on one of my videos today. So he's coming back around. He's coming back around. He's going through some stuff, and he'll be back around. So stay tuned. Mr. The Evil One, he will be back in our midst in the community fairly soon from what it looks like. So Gem Mint's got two of them with me. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Cleaning, pressing, comic restoration content. Again, I am absolutely choosing Jerry. Jerry's my guy. Sorry. Jerry is absolutely my guy right now. There's no hesitation whatsoever. Just like Gem Mint, there's no hesitation whatsoever for the statue and omnibuses. Jerry's got my vote, and he better win. I'm gonna be real pissed. I'm gonna be real pissed. Best new channel. So there's a few people that are out there that I think deserve a vote for best new channel. Now the thing that makes it a little hard for me to choose best new channel and best unknown channel is because I feel that DC Irish, even though you thief, DC Irish, you're freaking stealing my stick, you're doing my thing. Even though you are doing my thing, you're doing it well. And it's nice to have a disciple and a clone that comics. They're the best. The best compliment is copying somebody. So best unknown channel under 100, but I think DC Irish is getting my vote. He's definitely getting my vote actually. And as far as best new channel, I'm gonna check out to see if there's any channels I'm missing right now. Maybe the Bookworm. I don't know. Bookworm, if you eat a comic, I could promise you will get my vote. I think you fit into that category. I got to see when you started your channel, but I think you do fit into that category for a new video, for the new channel. Actually, you know what? Not because you're in here. I wouldn't say differently. I think Bookworm might get my vote for the best new channel. Even though even though you didn't vote for my hands, I might have to pick you for best new channel. Thinking it through. Best unknown, definitely gonna be Irish. Unless I see something that blows me away over the next couple days as I'm going back on everybody's videos. Best ongoing series. Reoccurring series of minimum 12 episodes. So that means somebody's ongoing and doing their thing over and over again. I'm going to do the usual suspects. I like the usual suspects. The hot seat. I like that very, very much. I think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to look just in case I'm missing something. Like I said, just in case I'm missing something. And there's a channel out there that I'm not thinking of right now. I think I might have to go with Gary B's channel with the hot seat, our ongoing series. I like that series. And it's every week. It's consistent. Best Community Builder Award. Speaking of Gary B, he's going to get my vote for that. He's guaranteed getting my vote for that. And he better win this year. I think he needs to win this year because I think he got screwed last year. He should have won. And like I said, I was on the committee last year. I couldn't believe the freaking votes that were coming in. He's going to get it. Most entertaining content creator. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a really, really tough one. So the most entertaining content creator. Now, what is your definition of entertaining? Is it somebody? Is it somebody that is going to dance for you? Is it somebody that's going to sing for you? Is it going to be somebody that I don't know? Like, what is considered to be entertaining? I got a lot of different versions of what entertaining is for me. This is a tough one because I have to really think through what I consider to be the most entertaining channel, not the best educational channel, not the best, because I get entertained. I get entertained by Jerry's channel all the time. But at the same time, I consider it more educational than entertaining. He educates us in a very entertaining way. So I don't know if that's the case. You got the spine ticks. You got the spine ticks that are freaking entertaining as hell with their old insanity. And they're definitely getting my vote for the collaborative project. But they're definitely like pretty nuts. So. But it's all different people coming in there. Is that entertaining? Is what I do entertaining? I'm not voting for myself on anything. I'm not. What the hell does that mean? Makes you laugh at full length. Okay. Well, okay. All right. That's okay. I don't need to win. No, you don't need to win. Yeah, I know you don't need to win. You don't need to win anything. If you win, great. If you get a vote from me, that's great too. If you get votes from other people, that's good too. That means people like you. You're popular. Take it. Don't be humble. God forbid I win anything. Because God forbid I win anything because I'm not going to be humble. I tell you that much. I'm going to tell everybody how great I am. I know how great I am. I believe me. But like I said, this entertaining thing's got me a little bit confused as far as what we need to consider to be entertaining, because there's a lot of different forms of entertainment. Okay, so next one. Oh, we're getting through these. Thank God, there's so many damn awards here. So we were, where is it? Press and Cleaning, News Channel, Best Unknown Channel, Best Ongoing Series, Community Builder, Gary B, Most Entertaining Content Creator. Just talked about that. Community, what the hell did I just press? Okay. What was that? What did I press? Oh, t-shirts. You know what? I'm gonna buy a t-shirt. Oh, I'm gonna buy a t-shirt. He got different color ones here too. I'm gonna get one and to support him. I'm gonna do that after. And then I'll wear it. I'll wear it on a video to show you that I bought it. I'll buy one and then I'll wear it. Anyway, community comic book community channel of the year presented by X1 Bravo, X11 Bravo. Okay, so I didn't realize, Comic Bookworm, that you are endorsing, I guess, that best cleaning pressing thing. Is that what you're doing? I didn't realize that. That's really nice of you. So make sure you rig it and Jerry wins. He doesn't need to be rigged, but I want to make sure that he wins. Comic Book Community Channel of the Year presented by X11 Bravo. Who should win that award? That's a tough one. You know what? I will not vote. I think LCS, Brian LCS, he does deserve to get a nomination or some kind of acknowledgement on here, but I'm not going to give it to him, and I'll tell you why. He's running the show. He's running the awards. I don't want to be punitive to him, and I don't want to punish him for that reason. But at the same time, can you imagine? Can you imagine the shit show and the crap that would come down and the conspiracy theories that would happen if Brian LCS was one of the nominees, regardless if he won or not? Can you imagine what would happen if that was the case? I don't think it would be good. I really don't think it will be good. So for that reason, I'm not going to vote for Brian, even though I think he really does deserve a nomination or acknowledgement. I think maybe the community should actually put together an award for him for his efforts, or show him some sort of gratitude for what he's doing, because this is not it's a headache, this award thing. But I don't believe I should vote for him for that reason. And I don't want I don't want to influence anybody. But I'm just looking from that aspect, and I'd rather not cause him more problems than anything else. You're right. You're right, BFit. He is up there as a community builder, and he does there's more than enough there to merit him getting an award or be nominated for something like this. But I really think this would be a shit show if he got enough nominations to be one of the nominees, or actually won. He would go through hell. He would go through hell in a handbasket. So I don't know. This might actually not be a bad thing to do. Maybe we should start something to show our gratitude to Brian. Maybe you should. I have to put my thinking cap on. If anybody has any ideas, why don't you IG me, or do that thing? Hit me on the IG. Hit me on the IG. Hit me on the IG. You could do that, and we could like try to brainstorm and figure out a way to be able to do something maybe nice for him. That shows an acknowledgement without showing any kind of ill will towards the community for having him in there. I don't know if you could change your nomination. That's why I'm not filling in my nominations right now. I want to make sure that I do my research on all the channels before I put them in. I'm telling you my no-brainers right now, as far as who I'm very, very confident about, but I'm going to verify that the content hasn't changed. I started going through a lot of the channels, and Johnny, if you notice, like if you see comments coming from me on older videos and that kind of stuff, it's because I'm paying catch up on a lot of people's videos. So I have to make sure that the content has not changed and there's nothing weird going on with their channels if they're going to get my votes. But like I said, there's some people that I don't care. They're going to be my votes no matter what. So, Community Channel of the Year presented by. You know what? I think Bueller might get that from me. Yeah, Comics by Bueller. Actually, I feel confident that I want to do that. And I'll tell you why. One, he's got a very big channel. He's got a good channel. A lot of people don't like him. I have no problem with him. Yeah, Comics by Bueller. He's going to get my Community Channel of the Year award. And the biggest reason why he's going to get pushed over anybody else, when our community member Sam had passed away, he took a lot of efforts to go and help and auction off Sam's collection for the family and raise all the money for the family to be able to pay for some of his funeral costs. So for me, that was a really big deal and a really good thing that he did. And it kind of pushed me beyond being a really large channel, a very popular channel, and that kind of thing with good content. It actually showed me that he had some character. And I think it's definitely worth pushing him. So he's definitely getting out of that. And then we got the Lifetime Achievement Award, Stan Lee Award. Okay. Lifetime Achievement Award. Here's someone that I'm going to put out there. I guarantee you nobody else is going to put that. And I don't know why the hell nobody puts that out there. And I'll tell you who's going to get it. Comics Explained. You know that guy Rob that has that channel, Comics Explained, that has like 2 million subscribers on it? If you don't, you better go look it up. You better go look it up because it's an awesome channel. The guy does all of his research. You know, he does a lot of his research and all that stuff. And I don't know, last year, I was on the committee of overlooking all the votes. You know how many votes Comics Explained got? 1 to be nominated. Just 1. And that came from me. I was blown away that nobody gave that guy any kind of acknowledgement. The guy's been doing videos nonstop for years, explaining every single comic under the moon. That guy's great. He's great, well deserved. I love the content they put in, and he really deserves acknowledgement. Now, will he pay attention and will he participate in it? I don't know, but it doesn't matter if that's the case. Is he a guy that hangs out in the chats with us and talks to us? No, he's not. He runs that as a business. It's a great channel. Why not acknowledge it? He is part of our community. Whether he's one of the people that sits there and chats and bullshits with us and sits 2:38 a.m. Eastern time with me, just listening to my drivel. Whether he's that or he's not makes no difference to me. He's got a great channel. Great channel, and it's so well done, well produced. I think for me, Lifetime Achievement Award, Comic Explained. He's getting it, and that's a no-brainer of mine. And I don't even have to check to verify because I saw a couple of videos recently of his, and he's nonstop. He doesn't stop. He's great. That's it. That's a no-brainer to mine. So I told you my guaranteed ones. The other ones, I'm not so sure what's going to happen with them. Within a few days, after I do a little bit more research, I will go back online. I will show you everything that I'm nominating so you don't think I'm bullshitting and show you exactly who I vote for. No rubber duckies. Bookworm. This guy, no rubber duckies. I stick to it. Whatever I say I'm going to pick. And whether you like it, whether you don't like it, that's my choice. I'm not going to take the cowardly way out. Oh, let's have a race. No. Yeah, I'm glad you know him. I'm glad you know him. Comics Explained is great. Great. It's a great channel, great content. I don't know why the community doesn't really talk about him. Is it why? Is it because he's so big? Is it because he's so big? Just because he got so big doesn't mean that he shouldn't be acknowledged. The guy, the guy is one of the cornerstone of the comic community online on YouTube. If it wasn't for channels like that, a lot of us little morons that are doing our little videos wouldn't be doing them. This guy put comics on the map as far as that's concerned. No, I think so. I don't know. But I think, that's it. Any comments, anything like that before I sign off? Tired. I'm kind of tired. I've been on doing this for over 2 hours. I didn't expect to be on 2 hours. I was fortunate enough to have Kate Titus come in and sing a few songs on before earlier. We had Rob come in and give his wonderful insight the way he always does. Big shout out to Rob. Big shout out to Kate Titus. Go check out their channels when this thing finishes doing its thing and processing and all that bullshit. I'll add everybody's information into the description. And that's it. That's it. I appreciate everybody staying on here. I can't believe there's a few people still on here. Cheers, Beefit. Cheers. Good night. Good night. What happened? I've literally cooked and ate a whole T-bone while watching. Well, I appreciate it, Tylux. Tylux, you know what? I don't know if you heard the part about the mustache, but because I am taking myself out of the equation and not voting for myself, I think I might have to vote for you with your luscious Hulk Hogan mustache. I think I might have to. And then you got a mullet on top of it. I might have to do that. But I'm sorry, you don't have these hands. You don't have these hands. Nobody in the community has these hands. So I might have to do that. Well, you told the guy Beefit right now that you're gonna eat. You're eating a T-bone, and this guy's all about beef. So that really messed them up. But oh my God, Mastodon, you've been on all this time? What the hell? You've been on all this lurking? Holy shit. All right. So I think this is it. I think this is the end of the road. Good night. Good night. Thank you all for watching. Thank you again for all the kind words that you all been throwing at me. Like I said, you watch the stream. I'm much calmer these days. I'm a nice comic journey these days. Don't bite sometimes. I don't bite. Sometimes I do. But that being said, have an awesome Memorial Day weekend, people. Kick ass and whatever the hell you're doing on the YouTube, on the IG, on the this, on the that. Go to the beach, eat a hot dog, eat a burger, do whatever you want. If you do stuff that's illegal, don't get caught. And I'll be with you sooner than later. Good night. How the hell did I turn this off? Look, disappear. And I'm back. Disappear. I'm back. Disappear. I'm back. I love that. Anyway, I could do that forever. Anyway, good night, people. Good night. Good night. How the hell did I turn this off? Good night. Tonight.